Second is proactive attitude. Essentially, a proactive attitude means that you are predicting what someone is going to say or the question they're going to ask you, and you ask or say it before them, okay? And I see this in a lot of outsourcing companies, and I hear my friends that go to outsourcing companies complain about this style of non-proactive attitude, right? I'm picking on Yuri, but Yuri's an imaginary person, but an American says, Yuri, let's build XYZ feature. And Yuri says, okay. Yuri, now that you have the spec sheet, do you have any questions? No. Yuri, I showed the software to our customer, and she says it's too complicated. Maybe we can make it simpler. Yuri says, okay. You have any ideas for how to make XYZ simpler, Yuri? And Yuri says, now, no. Later, the American says, hey, Yuri, I showed my friend who works at Google our XYZ feature, and he came out with an idea to save 3 clicks for our user experience in the software. What do you think? Come on, let's build it. And Yuri says, okay. In my first startup, because we sold software to call centers, we had a lot of Indian companies, Indian call centers using our software. And there's been a problem with Americans treating Indian call center workers badly on the phone when things don't go well, right? Because a lot of call centers, and it's not just India, this is just call centers in general, a lot of call centers are taught to do this. When a customer asks you a question, you repeat the question, look up the answer, and you give the answer, and that's it, right? So a customer calls an international call center. It doesn't have to be India, but for this example, we're going to use India. And let's say this lovely woman working at this Indian call center, the American calls and says, Geeta, my internet is down. And Geeta says, so if I understand correctly, your internet is down, yes? Have you tried power cycling the router? And the American says, I already did that, Geeta. What else can I do? And Geeta says, so if I understand correctly, you want to know what else to do. Have you tried unplugging the router, waiting 30 seconds and plugging it back in? And the American says, Geeta, I fucking tried that already. Why don't you power cycle this, Geeta? And there's, it's been a problem because Americans on the phone, when they think you're cheap offshore labor, don't treat you like a human being. Do you think this American guy would speak this way to an American woman? British woman? Of course not. But he's doing it, 1, because he's angry, and 2, he sees Geeta as cheap offshore labor, right? And so he treats her badly and dehumanizes her. It's fucked up, it's wrong, but it's very difficult to dehumanize someone that you think is your peer, okay? So we want to be peers. Here are my rules of having a proactive attitude. Try to anticipate the questions before they ask you. I see a lot of folks, they're smart. There are lots of really, really smart people in Ukraine, but they sit here and they say, well, yeah, I know, but you didn't ask me, so you didn't ask me, right? Don't wait for them to ask you a question. The other thing too, and I think this is something that there's a big misunderstanding between America and Ukraine. I think a lot of Ukrainians were taught, don't challenge the boss. Just complain in silence. Complain to your teammate. Complain to your wife. Don't challenge the boss. But the secret is, we like challengers. There's a great American software company called Salesforce. Anyone heard of Salesforce? Okay. Some of you might be working at Salesforce, or on a Salesforce project, right?
Salesforce portal I use.
Nice. I see you. Look, come get at me for a job afterwards.
Okay, but I don't need your.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's how good you are. He doesn't need us, Yulia. You fucking asshole, Roman. Fuck you. No. Okay. Salesforce did a study, and then they released, and they said salespeople in America who challenge the customer actually sell more. Challenging an American will get you more respect. I know it's a little bit different than here, but be a challenger. If you have a better idea, the customer, your client, your boss, your investor is doing something stupid, don't complain in silence, right? This isn't the Soviet Union anymore. Challenge their ass. Say, this is a stupid idea. I have a better way. They will respect you more. They're not going to fire you. Always do your own math. I know we, as software developers, as UI, UX designers, as project managers, as product owners, as co-founders in a startup, we'll get a spec sheet. But do your own UI, UX math. If you can save one click or one tap on a mobile phone because it's a drop-down menu or you've thought of a search bar, challenge the client and say, look, we're doing this X function 12 in 5 clicks. I found a way to do it in 3. Challenge them. They will respect you more, and you will be seen as their peer. Always ask for feedback. And we don't get this a lot, but one thing I've noticed between very successful software developers, software marketers, managers, business people, the successful people say this a lot. They say, how am I doing? How am I doing? Unsuccessful people, they stay silent and they just complain to their wives or husbands or friends. Silence is for servants. And one thing I really want the next generation, especially you, the elite of Ukraine, to do is I want you to own your future. Too long in this country, we've had bad politicians, crooked oligarchs, selfish business owners of outsourcing companies. They own your future. You are the next generation that can change that. You're too smart for that. You're too young for that. Times are different now. I say fuck letting someone else own your future. Own your own future. One of the things about owning your own future is don't protect Ukraine over the client or the project. And I see this too much. Americans, British people that use outsourcing services here, they complain about this a lot. No one reports underperformers. They just protect each other against the Americans, against the British. But eventually, the British lady or gentleman finds out and he thinks all of Ukraine is bad. He thinks the entire team is bad. Report underperformers. It's better for you, it's better for the project, it's better for Ukraine. The other thing is, instead of saying, fine, forget it, I'm going to teach you a hack. I know it's tough to face rejection, okay? It hurts, but with this simple hack, you're going to pierce right through any business rejection. When someone says, no, you don't have enough experience to work here. No, your startup doesn't have enough traction or money for us to invest right now. Instead of saying, fine, forget it. Say, thank you for your time. I've been taking notes. What is it that you need to see from me so that next time you say yes? It's a simple hack. And they will remember you. And next time you ask for another meeting, you'll say, you know what? I took notes because John told me always be taking notes in important meetings. And I would like another meeting with you to tell you about my progress. Okay? Always follow up. Always follow up. Even if someone told you no, send them an email afterwards and say, thank you for your time. I've been taking notes. What would you need to see from me next time so that you say yes? And then another hack I like, which I call the social media double tap. Find them on LinkedIn and connect with them. See if they have a Twitter and follow them. See if they've wrote an article on Medium. How many of you guys know what Medium is? Okay, great. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. See if they've written an article on Medium and just click the clap button at the bottom, okay? Important people take so many meetings, we forget faces and names. But if you send a follow-up email using my hack, and you do this social media double tap, they will remember you. And you have a chance to have another meeting so that you can face 49 more rejections before you get to yes. But if your attitude is, fine, forget it, fucking asshole foreigner, right? You're never gonna see yes, you're never gonna see success.